Only in Shanghai would I travel 2 hours just to come over and check out a subway station. But this is amazing. You get this whole city skyline here. Even the lights on these buildings are blinking. Staring at the futuristic skyline of China's largest city, you can't help but be in awe of these buildings and the architects that brought them to life. Like giant works of art, they tower over the millions of people who visit them daily. But what if I told you there were so many more places to visit besides just the tourist sites? Join me as I wander around this vast metropolis, looking skyward for unique, one-of-a-kind structures that will set your imagination free and inspire creativity. And here's the crowd all gathered at the same one viewing point. Well, there we go. I just walked about 30 feet and there's nobody around me. I have all this space to myself just to kind of enjoy the view for a second. But I've seen this view several times now. In fact, each time I come to Shanghai, I always wind up here. I was telling you before, a lot of people just come and they don't have a lot of time, so they always see the Bund, which is what I'm on. They go over to Nanjing Road, which I walked through, which was the shopping streets. And then they go maybe over to Yuyuan Garden and the shopping area over there. And that's because it's all very central in the city here, very easy to get to, and very, very popular. Now, if you've already seen all this, or if you want to check out something completely different, this is such a massive city. I highly recommend you get out of this tourist bubble area and you go and check out some other things. While the skyline over here is a perfect example of some modern architecture that is amazing, there are so many other buildings around the city that are unique and fascinating to look at. So I'm going to kind of go to a few different areas today, all via subway or walking, and just take a look at some of these architectural masterpieces here in Shanghai, China. This is kind of nice. This pedestrian walkway along the water just keeps going forever. All right, so you can see all these boats down here. So there are a lot of river cruises too that you could take. I took one of the river cruises back my first trip here. I think it was 2007, 2006. It was a while ago. Believe it or not, I'm not that young. Well, all these buildings here say Chinese Customs Immigration Inspection. So I'm guessing a lot of people come into China through here, which makes sense because this river will lead out to the sea. And I'm currently headed to an area called the Bund Financial Center, I think. It's kind of a grouping of business buildings, but there's one in particular that I saw that I thought, wow, that looks amazing. I have to go and check that out for myself. And I think those tall buildings right there are where I'm headed. That really wasn't too far of a walk. I'm almost there. Oh, that boat looks real fun. Oh, I see the building I'm looking for. It's actually right behind this thing. Oh, there it is. It looks like copper piping or like copper colored bamboo coming down. I just now realized those bamboo shoots coming down, they're moving. I thought at first it almost like they're swaying, but I think they're way too heavy and big for that. But they're kind of rotating in opposite directions. So this building is kind of the centerpiece in this plaza with some very, very expensive stores. So just a second ago, there was classical music blaring around the building. It just made me think maybe they're not bamboo shoots. They could also be like, piano pipe organs playing music. Well, that was a fun modern marvel. But next, I want to check out a place that has a design that's quite old, and it should be really fascinating. Everywhere I go is fascinating though, right? Like, I don't take you guys to boring places. Okay, so I just took a subway and came a bit further north from the downtown part of the city. And this should have a very unique building. In fact, it's a one of a kind for its style. I am already loving this part of the city. It is so much quieter and more peaceful than the downtown or by the main river there. This is not the building yet that I'm trying to get to, but it's also kind of an Art Deco style, I believe. I can already tell there's going to be a lot of very amazing older buildings in this area, so I may have to stop and get a whole bunch of pictures and videos so you can see it. It's just incredible. And if you look up there, you can see the Pearl Tower rising over those buildings. I definitely want to walk around and explore this more. This feels much more local than over by the Bund. I noticed there are a lot of murals here on the walls of these older buildings. I'm not exactly sure what the significance is, but it does add some charm to them. And this looks like kind of a street that's been made into like an going out area a little bit. A lot of restaurants and shops now in these older brick buildings. I'm getting a little bit turned around in these smaller streets here next to this canal, but I think I've kind of figured it out. Luckily, I've got a map on my phone that's kind of helping me out. Okay, I think I'm seeing the back of the building. It's kind of tucked in away in that street over there. So this building right behind me is called the 1933 building. Guess what year it was made? And it is that Gotham Deco style that doesn't really exist anywhere else, and it's never been refurbished or anything, so that's still the original concrete. And inside, I'm told there's now a mall and a lot of little shops, but you can also see kind of this amazing architecture. So as you walk around, there's a central building here that you're going in a circle with that exterior parts over here, and there are ramps where you can go up, so maybe I'll go up to the second or third floor. But there are also some really interesting shops here and restaurants. This is just extraordinary here as I'm going up. It feels like almost like an old prison, but at the same time like this elaborate maze of concrete pillars and staircases just going every which way. I can see why people really like to come here, especially fans of architecture. I think I might be able to get to the top actually and get a view. Now I've just come to what appears to be maybe the top or very close to it, but it's hard to tell. I think it's still going up a little bit, but I'm definitely seeing sky again. And I think I actually ran into a little bit of a problem because this last staircase you can't go up. Probably safety reasons though. I saw one guy brought a drone in here and I wouldn't have even thought to do that. I guess that is a great way to get some aerial photography in here. But at the same time, usually those aren't allowed in these kind of places. I wonder if he had to get some kind of special permission. I could definitely see this building being used by professional photographers for photo shoots. I mean, it feels like every angle, every place, there's a different shadow, different lighting coming in. and there are stairs and ramps and all this concrete. I mean, it really feels like something totally different. I could spend all day here, but unfortunately I do want to do a few other things. So I probably shouldn't hang out too long. But this would definitely be a place I would recommend for anybody that loves this kind of stuff. You could just walk around here for a while and even, stop at one of the cafes or something, relax, have some lunch. Well, that was really amazing. And I would totally come back here to check that out again, especially bring people that haven't been, because that was, something else. Definitely an experience. But seeing how the day is kind of getting a little bit later, I've got one more spot I want to check out. That's kind of a new building, but I think it should be really, really interesting, the design-wise anyway. If you look over on this wall over here, they've painted on windows and doors. It's really kind of cute, actually. I'm a bit surprised there aren't more tourists over here, but I guess when most people associate Shanghai with just the Bund and the Pearl Tower and Nanjing Road and shopping and Yuyuan, I guess you really wouldn't think about this too much. Again, I'm not disparaging those parts of the city, but there's too much else to see here, too much to explore. Okay, now I'm in a new area of the city that I've never been to before, which is not surprising because I haven't been here that often. But I'm looking for which direction to go, and it's a little bit confusing here, but I'll figure it out. I'm starting to really get the impression they don't get a lot of foreigners in here. But that's okay. I'm kind of used to being the odd one out at times. And I've always found it a bit thrilling to be somewhere where you're not in control of anything and you're totally fish out of water, let's say. It's really nice and green here, though. A lot of apartments. Feels very, very residential. Oh, always good to see a Korean cafe, wherever it is, whether it's the US or China. Tous jours. Well, I think I'm getting really close to seeing what I'm looking for, and it should really stand out because it is something completely different. I think that's part of it right over there. So the name of this building that I'm looking for, or kind of a conglomeration of buildings, is called 1,000 Trees. And it resembles kind of a mountain or pyramid shape with green, with like trees planted all over it. Okay, I just came over here and I'm going to walk along the path and just take a look at these buildings again from this side, get a little bit closer to them and see what's going on. This is really nice. Today it was a little bit hot and humid, and so I was sweating a lot, and now it's getting really cool, a bit breezy. So I'm enjoying this river walk right here. And as you can see on that side of the river over there is where the older apartments are. And they still look really nice. And this one, again, I'm not even sure if it's apartments. It may just be shopping, but I think it's probably also where people are living. They have more of these street murals here, which are great. Okay, so here's the back side of those 1,000 tree buildings. It's no longer layered like a hill with trees on it, but just kind of flat, which is fine. And yeah, it looks like stores in there, so it probably is a mall, at least on the bottom, or parts of it. I would say it's definitely worth coming over here, even if you just want to get a few photographs, because it does look really fascinating and very different. So I did find the entrance to this mall, and it is definitely just as cool inside as it is outside with this architecture. Looks like 5 or 6 stories of nothing but stores. So yeah, definitely come over here if you want to shop. I love this display though. They have some animal display right now, right in the front section. All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing some different things here in Shanghai as far as architecture and building design. Hopefully something you didn't know about or something that you might want to come and see for yourself. I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm gonna probably head back to my hotel, relax a bit, grab some dinner, and go to sleep, because tomorrow I've got lots of other stuff to do here in the city. Anyway, stay safe, healthy, and happy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me today. Life's a journey meant to be shared. Remember to always travel with an open heart and an open mind. Enjoy the ride and keep your eyes on the horizon for the next adventure. I'll see you out there.